Merhaba, Study Until Days kapsamında Padova Üniversitesi'nin seminerine hoş geldiniz. Birkaç dakika içinde başlayacağız. Lütfen seminer sırasında mikrofonlarınızı kapalı tutun. Seminer sonunda sorularınız için vaktimiz olacak. İsterseniz chat box'a yazabilirsiniz. İsterseniz de direkt mikrofonunuzu açıp sorabilirsiniz. I would like to welcome you again to the presentation of University of Padova in the Study Until the Days. We have Chiara with us today from the university, international team, and we are ready for your presentation. And at the end, we'll have time for the question and answers. And you can answer all the questions. I think there will be lots of questions.
Okay, that's good. Well, hopefully. So thank you so much, Zeynep, for your introduction. So I will start sharing my screen and then we can start the presentation. So I hope you can all hear me well. Well, first of all, thank you for connecting and for joining this webinar. I'm Chiara and I work for the Global Engagement Office at the University of Padova. So I'm very glad to see many of you here today. So I will just start sharing a couple of words, let's say, about the university. I hope you know that we are one of the best universities in Italy, based in Padova, so in the northeast side of Italy. We are a research-intensive university, so research plays a very important part of our activities. And I would say when I think about the University of Padova, the first characteristic and word that comes to my mind is quality. And this is actually a good keyword to describe the activities of the university. There's also a lot of rankings that really testify our, great job both in teaching and research. So here you see all the major international rankings, and as you can check, we are ranked among the top 250 universities in the world. And we are actually, we can consider ourselves an Italian world-class university, awarded as the best in Italy for both teaching and research quality. I think when, considering studying abroad, the location is quite a relevant, thing to consider, beside, of course, the excellence of the university. So I think I would start, taking a step backwards, talking about Padova, so where the headquarters of the university are based. So Padova is a medium-sized city for Italian standards. And it's located, as I said, in the northeast side of Italy. I think what's most interesting is that we are a student-centered town. So 1/3 of the entire population is actually made of students. So it's a very lively and lovely place where to live and where to study. I think the quality of life here is very, very high. You can really enjoy lots of activities and events, but at the same time, if you want some calmer days, you can definitely find nature around us, and you can have a walk around the city. And also, if you're interested in Italian art and history and culture, Padova is definitely a place to where you can visit a lot of things. We're also located in a very strategic position. So, of course, we have an airport close by. So going back home would be easier. And at the same time, we are very well connected with the major Italian cities by train. The train system is quite well developed in Italy. So you can literally reach Milan and Florence in 2 hours, Rome in about 3 hours, and Naples in about 4 hours by train. So really, really good. Last but not least, we are in a very wealthy region. And this, of course, is quite important, especially after graduation, because we are surrounded by small, medium local businesses, but also multinational companies. So I think you can definitely find a way, let's say, in the job market. So, and in that sense, of course, you will be supported by, different professors, but also by a career service office within the university. So, as I said, Padova is where the headquarters of the university is, but our campus, let's say, spreads all over the region. So we have other campuses in different cities in the same region, which are, of course, reachable by public transport. And so I will just take a step, into the city center of Padova, which, well, I'm going to show you as if we were doing a virtual tour of the city, just to give you an idea, and maybe you can start, picturing yourself wandering among these lovely streets. So yeah, this is the city center, of course. This is one of the main squares of the city. So you can really see, like, it's a place where you can already feel the Italian, atmosphere. Like, you can really enjoy the Italian lifestyle here. This is the Botanical Garden, which is actually the first university botanical garden in the world. And together with the Scrovegni Chapel and its frescoes, it's our second UNESCO World Heritage Monument. And now you see my background, which is actually the Bo Palace, or Palazzo Bo, and it's where it all began for the University of Padova back in 1222. So I should have mentioned probably at the beginning, but if you notice our logo, we are celebrating 800 years since our foundation. So it's a very important year. And as you can imagine, like, we are very connected with our long history, with our 8 centuries of academic excellence. But of course, we are a university, so an educational institution. So we are really, looking at the future in a way, hoping to improve society and science, of course, and overall, like, bring, an improvement, in the global society, in the global community. So we are definitely, looking to innovation. So I won't spend too much words about our history. Of course, you can check a lot of interesting fun facts about our past, like Galileo Galilei was one of our, great professors back in time. We had several, great figures that, brought a lot of very interesting discoveries in, for example, in medicine. And I'm referring to, so yeah, definitely, you can have a look at our past, but I want to focus on the present. So how do we look like nowadays? Nowadays, we are a big university, like in terms of community of students. As you can see, we have over 60,000 students in our community, and over 5,000 of them are actually international students. So both coming here to study full-time or coming for a mobility program, okay? So for an exchange, maybe studying a semester with us. So anyway, it's a very, international, place where to be. We are organized into 8 schools and 32 departments. And I will just show you a little bit more about them, because I think it gives you already an idea of how broad is our portfolio of programs. So we're going to just see that in a couple of seconds. I just want to highlight that we have several facilities within the spread campus. That include a university hospital. So for those of you who may be interested in studying medicine, that's something quite important, especially for your clinical part. We have a veterinary hospital. We have, of course, several libraries, and canteens and other facilities you can join as a UniPD student. So now let's have a look at the schools, and then we are going to focus on the academic offer. So as you can already see, we have a School of Agricultural Sciences and Veterinary Medicine, a School of Economics and Political Sciences, School of Engineering, a School of Humanities, and a School of Science, of Psychology, of Medicine and Law. So as you can already, picture, like the academic offer is really, really broad, as I was saying. Of course, the majority of our programs is probably taught in Italian language, but we have a very consistent, let's say, offer in English as well. So we have in total 54 degree programs held in English. 7 of them are at bachelor level, so you can join one of these programs after high school. And the bachelors are 3-year-long programs. And as you can see, we cover animal care, psychological science, techniques and methods in psychological science, which is our only online program, information engineering, Italian medieval and Renaissance studies, biology of human and environmental health, and last but not least, a new program added this academic year in Earth and Climate Dynamics. At the very bottom of the slide, you can see we offer medicine and surgery, 100% in English language. And this is a kind of an exceptional program because it's a 6-year-long program. Guessing by the numbers, the majority of our academic offer in English is at master level. So I'm not going to read all the programs out loud, otherwise we are going to stay here for a couple of days. But just to, for you to see again that most of the field of studies are really covered even at, in English language, okay? So yeah, we have some programs in the, again, School of Agricultural Sciences, 3 masters in psychology, some programs in the School of Humanities. In the School of Political Science, we actually offer a couple of masters, the last 2 you see listed here, and the 3 masters in economics are actually changing names in a way because the school is renewing its offer. So we used to have different programs in the past. We are now offering, I would say, modernized and new offer. So yeah, that's why you see new programs. And it's not finished. We have, again, a very long list of programs in the School of Engineering, in the School of Science, and School of Medicine. So yeah, I think you can absolutely find something, that suits you and that is, connected to your interests. Okay, just to try and summarize for those of you who are interested in applying for the for one of these programs offered by the University of Padova, you can see that most of our degree programs are actually open for applications. So we have a call currently ongoing until the 2nd of February next year. We have a group of programs, and I'm going to name them just to be as clear as possible. I'm referring to most of our bachelors in English. I'm referring to the masters in psychology and within the School of Medicine. These programs will open the applications on the 7th of January until the 7th of March. I know it may sound confusing, but don't worry, everything is quite easy. And the best way for you to understand a little bit more, first of all, about the program of your interest, to understand the entry requirements, is to, and to start the application, of course, is to browse our application platform. I'm going to share some links in the chat, so don't worry about, taking notes. The application platform is the one, underlined here. apply.unipd.at is a very user-friendly platform where you basically need to register, create a profile, and upload some documents that are mainly related to your previous education. So I would say take it as a point of reference, because over there, if you browse the programs, you will be able to see a dedicated page to the program of your interest, and of course, the deadline related to the application process. As you can see, we have an application fee of 30 euros that allows you to apply up to 3 programs, okay? As soon as you are admitted, so you are offered a place, if you want to confirm and secure your place at the University of Padova, you will need to pay an admission fee of 192 euros. So everything I said so far is not relevant for medicine and surgery. Of course, this is the only exception. So medicine and surgery is a very specific program. Apart from its length, it's kind of managed at national level. So of course, if you are interested in an English talk program, the most important thing to remember is to apply on a different platform. So don't use the apply.unipd.at because you won't find medicine and surgery. We use a national platform, Üniversiteleri, and you only have to remember basically one date, July 2023, which is when you're going to register for the IMAT test, okay, for the entry test. And then in September, you're going to sit the IMAT test, which is really the most important thing you need to know about the application process in medicine and surgery. So really, the application is really straightforward. Focus on the IMAT preparation because that's the key to your success, let's say, in terms of admission chances. I'm saying so just because the higher the score you get in the IMAT, the higher would be your position in the ranking, okay? And therefore, more possibilities to be admitted, to the program in medicine and surgery. So, as I said, the admission requirements are variable. They vary from program to program. So we have only a couple of requirements that are kind of standard and apply to all our programs. One is the language requirements. And in that sense, I would say that for all our degree programs held in English, the minimum level required is a B2 level of English. We have 2 programs, English Studies and European and Global Studies, that require a higher level, like a minimum C1 in English. So please, again, use the application platform, check the level required, check if you are exempted from providing the certificate. We have a couple of situations, either your mother tongue or your previous education was entirely in English, and in that sense you don't need to provide any certificate. Otherwise, check the certificates accepted and the deadline to provide those certificates, okay? Everything is stated anyway on the application platform. So again, don't worry because you will find plenty of information. Apart from the language requirements, I just want to underline another standard requirement, especially for those of you who are wishing to apply for a master's degree. We have a minimum GPA required of 2.7 out of 4. So it's very important, if you wish to apply for a master, you must have this minimum GPA, okay? You must demonstrate this minimum overall score. For your diploma, don't worry again, if you're currently studying, you can actually apply for any of our programs, and you can provide your final diploma upon the deadline that is stated on your profile, okay? So I think that's it. I just want to again summarize a little bit how the academic year works for us. So we talked about the application procedure, but when will the courses start? The first semester will start in October next year, so in 2023. We have a first exam break between January and February, and then the second semester starts with lessons from March till June, and then with another exam break between June and July. We have usually a third exam session in September. Okay, so that's a complete picture on how everything is organized within the academic year. I think it might be a good idea maybe to stop talking and maybe receiving some of your questions. Yeah, we can do that maybe. Okay. What do you think, Zeynep?
Yeah, it can be. There will be lots of questions about the scholarship options.
Okay. Then maybe I will just, reply before, receiving the questions. Maybe I will just show a little bit more details about the, budget. So talking, of course, about budget implies to talk about our tuition fees. And in this sense, I would like to mention that we are a public university. So our fees are kind of lower when compared to, other private universities or, of course, other highly ranked universities in Europe. So you can consider our annual fee as 2,600 euros per year. This fee is divided into 3 installments, so you're not paying the whole fee straight away, but it's due in we have, of course, a breakdown during the academic year. Besides the tuition fees, of course, we offer many scholarship opportunities. I know this is the big question, and I would like to say. First of all, please check our website. You will find plenty of details regarding each scholarship. We mainly have merit-based scholarships that are funded either by the university or by external institutions. So in the second case, so once the scholarships are funded, for example, by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, you need to apply separately for those scholarships and make sure to follow their procedures and their timing. Otherwise, if the scholarships are funded by us, as I'm referring to the first 3 scholarships, so the Padova International Excellence, their departmental scholarships and tuition fee waivers. For these scholarships, you don't need to apply separately, but by the simple fact of applying during the first call for application for an English taught program, you will be automatically considered in the selection process of these scholarships, okay? So no extra, bother or documents to present. So yeah, I would say this is kind of the overview. We also have, of course, some income-based scholarships, and these are managed by the regional authority. And there is of course, a process to follow that, and usually applications open in July every year. And in that sense, what the procedure implies is to receive a picture on your economic situation, and then, of course, a ranking list will be published. Just be aware that, of course, the budget is not unlimited. So not every applicant will receive a scholarship, okay? Another opportunity that I want to underline and highlight in this presentation is that, of course, besides the academic cost, you should consider the living cost, okay? Especially when moving to, to different country. So for Padova, you can consider an average living cost of 700, 800 euros per month, including all the expenses really that you may think of. So accommodation, bills, grocery shopping, and also some personal extras. In order for the university, so for us to help you and try to support you, of course, we do offer some on-campus jobs as well. So starting from second year, you can apply for what we call the students' collaborations. So you can start working for one of the university offices or labs or libraries, and getting paid, of course. And another opportunity are the tutoring activities. So you can become a tutor for new-come students. Besides the on-campus jobs, of course, you can apply and look for an off-campus job. We have, as I said at the beginning, a career service office that helps you finding internship and job opportunities, both while studying and after graduation. And your residence permit and your study visa, let's say, allows you actually to work part-time, so up to 20 hours per week. Okay, I hope I clarified as much as possible this hot topic, but of course, if you have questions, feel free to ask. I think I will just share a last slide, and then we can open the Q&A session if you agree. I just want to mention and invite you all to some webinars we are actually doing these days until January, which are called Open Weeks. And I think these are really rare and a very good occasion for you to meet your hopefully future professors, because they will be the ones holding the webinars, and they will present their program. So each English talk program from an academic perspective. So explaining a little bit more about the contents of the program, the research and job opportunities after graduating. And there will also be some students' testimonials, so students currently enrolled in these programs presenting, and sharing their experience. So I would absolutely recommend to, join these webinars. And of course, you will have time to ask questions directly to them. So yeah, I will share again this link in the chat. So now